Hey, I'm Jane. Welcome to the Attract Capital webinar series. I'm here today with CEO and founder David Barnett.
Hi, everybody.
Today our webinar title is Acquisition Finance Red Flags. How to spot a bad lender before it's too late. So Dave, what makes a lender bad in your mind?
Sounds very nefarious in this webinar today. A bad lender is a time waster, which is somebody that doesn't know what they can get done internally, and ultimately they can't close. They're just kind of wasting your time, and they might be saying, oh, we can do this, we can do that, but they really can't get anything done. Another bad lender is an overreactor, or somebody who is very difficult to deal with, almost a nightmare to deal with post-closing, where they come across as somebody who's rational, reasonable, but post-closing, they just become off the handle and just very demanding. I would say, generally it comes down to some people are a bit inexperienced. They're put in positions that are too stressful for them. Some people are just a bit immature, but they may be mid-career executives, and they take it out on the borrower in a very unprofessional way. So that is a bad lender.
Yes, I could see that. So when is the best time to identify the type of lender they may be?
It's always universally upfront. You want to, early on in the process, try to get to the bottom of what type of lender you're dealing with. And a lot of people that are pursuing deals, Jane, pursuing lenders, they assume that all lenders are the same, and that the only difference between the lender is what's on the term sheet, the price of the money or the term of the money and the fees. But it's really the complete opposite. Like, the terms tend to be much more similar and aligned than the behaviors and the unique personalities of these lenders. And that's completely unexamined, that's completely non-measured. There's really no online index to go to kind of get a view, a quick read on what the internal culture and the personality of that lender happens to be.
Yeah, that's really interesting to see. So what are some of the ways you try to spot their true colors?
I think to know the true colors of the firm is to really know the senior people, what their background is, what their character is, where they came from. You have to look at the founders, their formative experiences, and the culture that they've built. And the only way to do that is to talk to them, and to talk to them about things unrelated to the business, but talk to them about their origin story. Talk to them about how they got started. Talk to them about important milestones. The same questions that they're asking you as a business, you kind of have to turn it back on them, and try to understand the long sweep of how that firm got to where it is. You want to meet with their senior people. You want to meet with these people in person. You also want to be in a bit of an informal session so you can see how everybody talks, and you go out to dinner and you see how they treat people at the restaurant type of thing. But you want to get a feel for their culture. Are they sharks? Are they honorable? Are they reliable? A lot of people that appear to be reliable turn out to be not as reliable. A lot of people that appear to be high character turn out to be low character, unfortunately. So you really want to, assess it on the front end. You also want to see how they treat borrowers. It's hard to get this information, but you want to say to the lender, I want to talk to your portfolio companies, and I want to talk to somebody that you've struggled with, and I want to see how you've treated that company that might have been in a difficult place. And you really, I'd say finally, you want to understand what the overriding motivation of the firm is. Are they looking to grow very rapidly and they're putting money out there indiscriminately, or are they very, very, very focused on the partnerships and the relationships they have with each company in their portfolio? So you really want to understand what their intentions are.
Sounds like communication is key.
Exactly. Well said.
Thank you. So tell us, what do you tell your clients about this?
I tell them that the cultural assessment of the lender is hugely important, because the lender relationship is incredibly valuable. If you get it right, you'll have a great relationship, and they'll give you a lot of additional money, and you'll grow very rapidly. If you get it wrong, it could be a very costly mistake, and it could torpedo your business trying to take them out, and it's going to cost you a lot of time and money. I also tell them that a lot of it comes down to gut feel, because the things I'm talking about here are very soft information type subjective things. You have to intuit a lot of this stuff, and it's hard for people that are doing this the first time to figure this stuff out. But I would say that I tell them to be very, very careful, to do their diligence, and to go into these things with their eyes wide open.
Thank you so much. Thank you for helping us see these red flags.
You're welcome, Jane.
Well, there you have it. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you at the next Attract Capital webinar series.